We have part one of Charlie Kirk debating feminists on Jubilee's platform. Now, the question in the making here is, well, this is going to be Charlie Kirk's stance. His stance is baby deletion is murder and it should be illegal. The classic conservative stance. Now, he's going to debate a college age feminist. Everybody in the room, they're all college students. And they're basically going to judge whether each party is going to who gives the best points on this stance. Right now, before I even start the video, I want you to pay attention to this. So the tweet here is, oh, she ate him up. I'm actually obsessed with her now. Right. And somebody replied back. He said, this is how you know the majority of people on Twitter, aka X, have less brain waves than the average person. She did not eat him up at any point in this clip. Right. But this is unfortunately the divide here. This is why me specifically, I don't debate, especially liberals. I don't debate liberal feminists, particularly college age liberal feminists, about baby deletion, because they just move the goalposts as they go along. And here's another example of it in real time.
What's your name?
Naima.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, can I just ask, at how many weeks do you think that a fetus is viable?
Fair use, by the way, fair use. And also, if you notice, she has that nose ring, right? The septum nose ring of justice, like we call on this channel. Okay. She's got another set of she has another nose ring on the top of her nose. So yeah, here you got, this is a mentally ill person. This is a mentally ill person. No disrespect to Naima, right? But especially when you're talking about college age, a college age feminist, you're not going to be dealing with anybody that's talking sense.
Well, viability and moral worth are two different things.
No, but I'm asking you, at how many weeks do you think
at about
a fetus
20
is viable?
weeks, a baby can survive outside of utero.
So it's actually...
So Charlie Kirk already fell for a trap. Already fell for the same traps. I wonder why these conservatives, they always, particularly male conservatives, they always want to debate young female college students. Well, I have a opinion on that, but that's a whole other story.
Actually 24 to 26 weeks.
20. The youngest ever in a NICU unit actually happened in San Diego, not far from here, and survived at 20 weeks.
Okay, so under Roe v. Wade, 93% of abortions happened in the first 13 weeks of pregnancy. That's 93%.
Irrelevant, in my opinion. But I'm gonna give you a reason why in a minute. In a minute. First of all, let me bring up this story. I got the perfect story to reference that I did on my channel to debunk all that. It's just a clump of cells at this week's. Don't listen to that, guys. Do not even listen to that. Oh man, here we go. Let's see if we can bring up this story real quick in the meantime. It should be. Let me bring up this news article. It's a story I like to bring up in reference when we talk about young women bringing it up. It's just a clump of cells and it's not a person yet. And at this months, this amount of weeks, this is when most of the baby deletions happen, and this irrelevant. Oh man. But anyways, let's keep this thing going. I got this article. I just brought it up. I'm gonna show it at the end of this video. Watch, man.
Percent of the abortions happened well before a fetus is technically viable as a form of life.
Oh, fair use, by the way, just in case if I didn't say it already.
Let's go into viability. So what is it about, let's say, a 6-week baby that has a heartbeat, its own DNA, fingerprint, brainwaves, that is less moral worth than an 88-year-old right now with dementia in a home down the street? That person requires assistance, requires help. Why is it that the 6-week baby is of less moral worth?
Well, first,
another tiring debating tactic used by conservatives. I will say this. It looks like this is Charlie Kirk's first time. I think he probably saw Ben Shapiro doing stuff like this, and he saw the views he was getting, and he saw how easy money this was, or he probably saw when what's that other guy's name? Crowder. Yeah, Steve Crowder. He probably saw him do that panel where the Libtards went crazy over what he said about quote unquote grape culture. Right? He probably came in here and thought this is gonna be easy money. This is gonna be easy. just to let you know, if you're using the same debating tactics, the same conservative talking points without really mixing it up from time to time, and you're coming at it at a morality wise, that's going to be used against you, you know.
First of all, it's not a baby, it's a fetus.
Well, what does fetus mean?
A fetus is in utero.
What does fetus mean in Latin?
What the I'm sorry, is this
It means little human being.
So I don't know why he brought up that whole what does fetus mean in Latin? Like, what in the that's not going to help you here.
The smile is very creepy. Okay.
Smiling is creepy.
No, your smile specifically.
Got it.
But let's go back to we're losing track here.
No, but what species is the fetus?
The fetus is not a species yet.
Conservatives, stop sending dorks to these kind of debates, bro. And there's no disrespect to Charlie Kirk. He's a dork. I'm a dork, but I know my place. But at the same time, it's not even that. It's these things could easily be shut down. And I'm like I said, I'm gonna show you at the end of the I'll show you at the end or what I got. I'll show you at the end what I got, because it's very few people that can debunk when I do certain things, because if I do happen to get myself in a debate, it's usually with another dude. It's rarely with another woman, because it's like I'll make the point and the point will be it'll be too damning to where it just only turns into shaming language, and I'm like, well, it looks like I won. So usually when I'm debating people, it's usually other dudes. I don't look to debate women at all. That's crazy. Now, what I like to do specifically, and I hope conservatives might want to take notes on this, you need to take the libtards at their words, or take the person, what they're saying, take him at their word. One of my favorite debaters right now on sports TV, and people might disagree with me when I say this. You know who I like on TV when they debate? Nick Wright. Now people be like, what? He's a super ultra SJW liberal, and he's a small hat, by the way. But I watch him, and what he does, he allows people to talk, right? But he knows exactly what trap they're going to fall into. I noticed that kind of thing. Like, I've taken note ever since I've seen him on TV in around 2016. I would see him defend his king, LeBron James. But even though I disagree with a lot of what he said and a lot of the things he could say, you could poke holes in it. The problem is he knew exactly what the Michael Jordan fanboys would say. And it would be, okay, I got this trap laid right here. I got this trap laid right. He's like, he knew exactly what they're going to say. What I picked up from Nick Wright is what I ended up picking up in my personal life, that most of the stuff that people argue for is not, you can see it coming. You can see it coming a mile away. And there's actually things that you can use to counter that. And if you let people talk long enough, they'll kind of expose what it is they're for and what they're not for. You know what I mean? It's really easy to lay down some traps when you're debating somebody. But like I said, when it comes to topics like this, I do not debate liberal feminists on that. Debating liberal feminists or just debating women in general is like playing chess with a pigeon. Even though you won, the pigeon is just gonna crap on the chessboard and just fly away and act like it won. That's what it is like. That's what it's like debating a woman in general. That's why it's like having an argument with your wife or your girl. You know what I mean? So that's why I avoid doing stuff like that.
It's technically classified as a parasite until it is viable.
So
now I want to talk to you about something very quickly.
I can't get past that. Are you saying a baby is a disease or a tumor?
A parasite is not a disease and a tumor. Those are not the same thing. A parasite is defined as something that cannot survive outside of its host.
Now, if Charlie Kirk was smart, he would understand what she's trying to do here. Not necessarily now the normies are just going to focus on she's using the word parasite like the normie conservatives. No, what she did, she picked that up from some kind of British comedian. Okay, I know people don't pick up on stuff like this. I'm a weirdo like that. But British comedians, what they tend to refer to babies or make jokes about babies basically being parasites. So she just took that talking point from some British comedian. I don't know who, but some British comedian. She picked that up, and she probably picked up that talking point from a liberal, stealing that talking point from a British comedian who was just probably making a joke about it, and then made put the science and the joke together so it can be a quote unquote actual point. Trust me, it's mostly British comedians that would make jokes about like, having a baby and it being a parasite and all this stuff. Trust me, that's what she just did right there. So, people don't like, people won't pick up on stuff like this, Now, when you're particularly if you are debating women like this, younger women, college feminists, etc., you have to be hip to these things. You have to understand what you're dealing with is not a rational. You can't treat it like a human. You're just it's just a ball of you're dealing with a ball of emotion. Just dealing with a ball of emotion, and you just gotta already understand you're taking the L just even talking to this person right now. That's how you gotta look at it.
A baby, before it is viable, cannot survive outside of a woman's womb.
Got it. So let's extrapolate that.
It is not a living organism.
Are old people with Alzheimer's and dementia that are being assisted every day, are they parasites?
No, they're not parasites. They're human beings who are on the brink of death.
Got it. So
they're not going to be able to survive.
4-month-old that requires mom's breast milk and requires daily change.
Yeah, and sorry, I had to pause it for fair use purposes every other time. I have a feeling, particularly when you're talking about the Jubilee platform, they might be tripping off that.
And feedings cannot survive without its own. Is my 4-month-old a parasite?
Your baby can breathe on its own. Your baby can drink water from its mouth to its stomach.
But it cannot.
Your baby can
it
eat
hunt?
food.
Can it gather? Can it reason?
But that's not what qualifies something as being a living organism. Being a living organism simply means, can you survive?
Oh man, I feel bad if you sending your daughters to college, bro. I don't know what to tell y'all. I don't know what to tell y'all at this point, because I'm pretty sure she had none of these talking points at age 17. So you're like, this is the thing you got to understand. Like, she had none of these talking points. But I've been on college campus. If you cannot be shocked if your professor is basically a Marxist. That's what I will say that's on this channel, a Marxist, or somebody that's very left leaning. I picked this up very quickly when I went on. Before I went to college, I went to a what do you call it? You're shadowing a college student, and you're just going into different classrooms, and you're shadowing certain people, whatever. That's what I went to one of those, and you're shadowing class, dude. All damn near. I don't want to say what university it was. It was a pretty prominent university in the state I was living in, but I went to the classes. Damn near all the professors were left leaning, like seriously left leaning. They couldn't even hide it. They couldn't even. I was like, damn, these professors really, they left. They're very left. I didn't care at the time, because I didn't necessarily care whether the professors were left or right. And I was even really looking for objectivity at the time. But I'm just telling you, I was like, oh, these professors, they're left. These are left leaning professors, dog. You know what I mean? There was only one right leaning teacher I've had openly, like 2 openly right leaning teachers that I've had in terms of high school and college. But especially when you're dealing with college, you're not gonna. I didn't see, if I'm not mistaken, I don't remember having one right leaning professor
outside of a womb, outside of your host.
Got it. So I just want to make sure I'm clear. Why does that then equate to moral viability?
It equates to scientific viability.
Why? Under what standard?
Because it is not alive, and you are advocating for the rights of something that is not technically a life.
Got it. So what?
Like I said, I got the perfect article to counter all that. The perfect point in a minute.
While sacrificing the needs of the human woman who is alive.
Got it. So, but a mom can survive.
Yes.
Without the baby in her. Right?
Yes.
The baby cannot survive without the mom.
Yes.
But a mom cannot survive without her lungs. So it's not her body. It's in her body.
Tiring talking points. I'll say this: people really thought she ate. This is where I'm confused. So let me look at this tweet right here. Hold on, I might have to let this play. I might have to let this play out, guys. Hold on for a sec.
It's not her DNA, so it's not her choice. So it
actually is directly her DNA.
It's
okay. So I guess the red flags mean like if somebody makes a point or not. But so I'm still, I'm baffled in terms of. So this person is talking about, or he. No, that's a man. This dude's talking about, but he identifies as they and them. That's so he's already crazy in the head. So so here's the thing. To say that she ate him up, really? She didn't even make a point. She didn't make a point, bro. That's insane. She didn't even make a point. But anyways, oh man, I'm looking at the comment section. Yeah, you see, look, I want you guys to look at the comment section here, because this is the left. Now I'm on the left side on Twitter, right? Because the algorithm is going to cater to your political or your personal preferences. So you don't even realize this other side of Twitter exists. where they just think men are bad and women should have the right to just kill their delete their kids ad nauseum, right? She's serving just like I am every day, right? I'm look at these comments, guys. It's just she ate. He argues like those people who try to force a point across, but it doesn't land. Yeah, I don't. But I'll say this. This is where I usually win these things, because I don't like I said, I don't debate women. I usually don't debate women on this. Like, you guys probably saw an example. I was in a live stream the other day when I was live streaming. Black women try to spam my chat, right? Talking about what are you doing about the black men that are not raising their kids? And then I debunked that easily. We already know. I just easily told her, like, it took me like 30 seconds, right? I told her she was spamming my chat with that. And I said, well, most black men don't have kids. They're single and childless. You have another 25% that are married, yet 80% of black women have 80% of over 80% of black women have kids out of wedlock. So the question should be, why are women choosing a small percentage of black men to procreate with them? And I didn't even have to show necessarily the sources or links, but these are well-known things now. And she stopped spamming my chat. That's all you got to say. That's all you got to say. You don't even have to expand on that. I didn't even have to block her. Nothing. You just got to cut it off at the head. So right here, this is my opinion when it comes to baby deletion, right? I believe whatever your opinion is on baby deletion, you have to be consistent. Now, the reason why I'm of the stance of baby deletion is murder. It is. Now, I'm not saying as a woman you have to agree with me, but I say, what do your actions tell me? Okay. So here, this is my example right here. This is going to be the number one example I use. Instagram on its on-site, the platform, it's on-site, which is full of feminists and black women being crazy and all that, but in the comment section and fruity boys in the comment section. So this story dropped on this platform, right? I did a story on this. I did a story on my channel. This happened 2 years ago, but I did the story last year. Pregnant woman was allegedly killed by Navy officer, and family says it happened after she refused the baby deletion. Now, in this story, these two were messing around, right? They were kind of boyfriend or girlfriend, or they had like a friends with benefits situation going on, right? One of those things. But they were screwing around. She gets knocked up. Raquia King, she's 20 years old, and this guy's like 26 or 28, if I'm not mistaken. But Raquia, at 20 years old, she got knocked up by him. At first, she said, I'm going to get a baby deletion. He paid for it, set up the appointment, and then at the last second, she backed out, and she decided to keep the kid. Because she decided to keep the kid, he said, nah, you ain't doing this to me. And he deleted her, right? Now, this was interesting. It wasn't even them in the comment section talking about how evil black men are. That even bothered. That even gauged my eyes. What caught my eye were the amount of black women or women in the comment section that was saying he should be in jail for double murder. Now, these are the same people that will tell you, oh, these are just a clump of cells. But you see, when a man does the baby deletion, right, even though he just deleted her, but since she was pregnant, and like I said, she was only a month pregnant. She was only 4 weeks in, or usually when women find out that they're pregnant for real is usually 2 months in, like for real. When they're like, oh shoot, I'm really knocked up, is usually about 2 months in when they don't know. So that's 8 weeks. So remember what this lady said. What she said. Where that box at? Where that box at? Pause. Right here. So remember when that fact came out in 2020, 93% of baby deletions happen in the first 13 weeks of pregnancy. In the story I've shown you, it was definitely less than 13 weeks. So I don't even want to hear that. So right here, if I showed her this story, and I'll say this, imagine if the judge was like, oh, this should be double murder. And if I asked this same broad, should he have been charged with double murder? She would say yes. I'm telling you, you should have seen the comment section. I'm not joking. I showed this story on my live stream. I showed this as a separate video. I showed you the comments of the story. It was a woman in there saying he should be charged with double murder. So like I said, it just shows you the women, when it comes to women talking about baby deletion, they're making up the rules as they go along. This is why you don't argue with them about baby deletion. They make up the rules as they go along. She could be, I don't care how pro baby deletion she is. If a rapper knocks her up, she's gonna keep the kid. If Nick Cannon and one of these people knock them up, all of a sudden, they'll or say if you're a guy with good genetics and you think she's gonna get rid of the kid just because she said she'll do that, you have another. She's gonna turn Catholic on you, dog. She's gonna turn Catholic on you real quick. So please, when it comes to baby deletion, don't just take a broad's word for it, because they're just making up the rules as they go along. They're moving the goalposts. This is what they do. I already told you what my stance is on baby deletion, just in general, or just in terms of, I believe if a woman has a right to delete their own kid, I believe a man should have the right to not be there. if he tells the woman up front, look, I want a baby deletion, and she says no, I believe the man should have the right to not be in the kid's life, and also he should not have to pay child support. But that, I just believe that would be fair. If you allow baby deletions, how come a man can't commit financial deletion? You know what I mean? Or I've seen dudes make jokes about if a woman will be like 1 month pregnant, like, right, just 1 month pregnant, and I'll hear jokes about dudes talking about, oh man, she said she wanted to keep it, and so then I made a potion for her, and now she she went into miscarriage. It was women in the comment section talking about these guys are murderers. So, like I said, the woman has the right to delete the kid, just not the man. Just not the man. They're making up the rules as they go along. This is why you don't argue with a woman about this baby deletion thing. It's a lose-lose situation. That's just my opinion on that.